Number 6, structural steel commercial building is sited right on the property line. Which of the following is likely not true? Okay, so one thing, I cheated on this one. I did a question that says not true. The actual real exams won't do that anymore. They've recently have stopped using ones that are reverse. It will always be spoken about in a positive, not in a negative way. Structural steel commercial building sited right on the property line. Which of the following is likely not true? It would be reasonable to have the exterior columns set back a few feet in order to allow those columns to be placed in the center of their respective footings. B, the exterior column footings can be eccentrically loaded without difficulty. C, excavation of the exterior column footings is difficult if the building is built to the property line without damaging neighboring properties. D, it is highly likely that there will be a grade beam at the building perimeter. Which of these is not true? I can tell you right off the bat that B is going to be the answer. The exterior column footings can be eccentrically loaded without difficulty. Now, it's totally doable, and we do it all the time, but it's very difficult. So let's just do a quick little run through of what we're talking about here. So imagine I have a column, and then another column, and another column, and here's the property line. So I got those columns right up against that property line. Well, the footing for these columns wants to be right in the center, make that nice and easy way to load that footing so that you get a very simple, straightforward loading diagram. So there's my footing, there's the column in section, and then I have this one. Well, clearly if I did the exact same thing, that footing would go across the property line. And one thing we know, that's no good. You cannot, even below grade, put something on somebody else's property. So that's not going to work. So we could do something like, all right, here's the column, and instead of having it go all the way over there, we're going to make it much bigger and deeper, and we're going to throw tons of rebar in there in order to make that eccentrically loaded and still work. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is we might just connect these two, and so we get a one giant one. Another possibility, which would be A, is that we actually shift this column back a little farther, put the regular nice cheap footing down below it, and then with the upper beams just cantilever past. And then we can just hang that structure right out of that property line wherever we want. So any of those are all likely ways to do this, but absolutely trying to do this kind of very complicated footing right at that property line is very expensive and difficult. Like I said, we do it all the time because people often just don't want to, they're not willing to pay for the space loss of shifting those columns deeper in, or just the extra amount of concrete it takes to tie those things together. But it is something that, so it can be done, but it's a difficult thing to do. The last one, the grade beam, that's essentially that no matter what's going on, pretty much all of these, if that's the grade line, in between these columns, there's going to be a continuous grade beam out of concrete, probably, that will go down to below frost depth and will allow for the exterior wall to sit on it, so it won't be structural for the floors above, but it'll be structural for the wall. And it also helps stop rodents and insects and frost and all of those things. So grade beam very likely would show up on all of them.